As a newer creator in 2020, my journey to monetization was exciting, but there were lots of things that I wish I'd known before getting to monetization, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. For those of you that aren't quite as familiar with the YouTube Partner Program as maybe you could be, there are 5 main requirements that you need to hit before you can be monetized on YouTube. And monetization basically means YouTube play ads on your videos and you get some money. The first requirement is to make sure you're abiding by all the YouTube policies, and as long as you're not doing anything illegal, which fingers crossed you're not, then you should be good. The next requirement is to make sure you're living in a country that allows YouTube Partner Program, which for me, UK, we do. There are some countries that aren't, so I would suggest checking that out if you are in that list. The 5th one is to make sure you have an AdSense account, which is actually what I'm going to explore a little bit further on in the video because there are some things that I wish I knew before I actually went through this process. The 3rd and 4th, I think, are the most common requirements spoken about, which is the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, I've actually recently just done 4,000 hours of watch time on my channel in a month, which blows my mind right now, but I've been monetized for about 3 months now, and I want to sort of share some of the tips and things that I've learned on my journey in the last 4 or 5 months to try and help you guys either get to monetization or carry on further forwards. Now, if you're like me, this may not apply to you because you just stare at your stats all the time, but when you hit your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 hours of watch time, YouTube doesn't actually notify you that you're now eligible for the partner program. What it does let you do though is click the apply now button in your monetization tab. So if you're not looking at your stats and looking at your subscribers and your watch time regularly, which I was doing quite a lot, then you'll need to go into that side panel and select apply now to check how your progress is going. Once you've then pushed that button, it gives you 3 different steps you need to go through, and I'm not going to go through all of those steps because it is very self-explanatory, but the AdSense verification process isn't just through YouTube. You need to actually make an AdSense account in Google AdSense, and then you have to go through their verification process. So I would suggest if you can see, well, you could do it straight away, but if you can see you're getting close to that monetization threshold, setting up that AdSense account before you get there, going through that procedure of adding your bank details, adding in your address, and doing all of that before you hit monetization allows you to monetize as soon as you hit the threshold. You do need to link your AdSense account to a bank account, and this is kind of where I would look at what sort of creator you want to be, because if you want to future-proof yourself and you want it to be a business and working out all the taxes and stuff, maybe you want to link your AdSense account to a business account, which could, in my case, you may need to create a business account to link your AdSense account to, so you're not mixing personal and business expenses, but that's thinking further ahead. So just be aware that you need to go through the AdSense process outside of YouTube before YouTube can verify that your account is now eligible for AdSense and things like that. If you don't have your AdSense account set up, YouTube doesn't let you put ads on your videos until that's all sorted. So I would suggest doing it as quickly as possible or as soon as possible and sorting that out. A not so pleasant surprise that I found out when I did get monetized is there is a threshold in AdSense. So because it's not YouTube and it is Google AdSense, there is a threshold you have to meet before it will pay out however much it is. So when you go into your AdSense, there is a threshold you have to meet in the time, and they don't pay until you've met that threshold. So if you don't get over whatever that threshold is, say it's £100, if you don't earn £100 worth of AdSense, you won't get any of it. And you can't request any of it either, but it will carry over until you've met that threshold. So even if you don't have hundreds and hundreds of views and you don't have a massive CPM or anything like that, it's still worth monetizing your channel straight away just so you can start adding it up because, I mean, every penny counts. When it comes to actually seeing your money in the AdSense account, there's about a 2-week delay. So you'll get the money from YouTube and you'll see it in your analytics 2 days delayed. So you'll see it in your YouTube analytics, but then you won't see it for another 2 weeks in your AdSense account. And then you won't see it for another 2 weeks in your bank account because they pay in a monthly, I think it's the 21st of the month is when they pay you. So you'll actually see the money in your YouTube analytics 2 days after the day of the ads. Then you won't see it in your AdSense account for about 2 weeks. And then you won't actually see the money in your account until the month after. So when thinking about when you're getting paid, the numbers you see in YouTube, you won't actually see that in your account for potentially a month, maybe 2 months afterwards, depending on when the ads has come in and when you get paid. When thinking about boosting the amount of money you could get, there are loads of things you can do, but a couple of things that struck me straight away is you get the option to choose what sort of ads you put on your videos. Now, for me, I put skippable ads because I'm not a fan of the ads that just sit there, so that's me helping the viewer experience. So if you saw an ad at the beginning of this video, it would have been skippable because I know I don't like seeing them. But that does mean I get less in the AdSense because people can skip them. Then you can also add mid-roll ads in your videos, which if your videos are long enough, they've recently reduced it from 10 minutes to 8 minutes. So if you have a video longer than 8 minutes, you can put mid-roll ads in, and obviously the more ads you have in there, the more money you can potentially get. When it comes to the views before monetization, this is something I found out actually before I was monetized, but something I wish I'd known a little bit earlier is all the views, all the hours and everything you've done before monetization doesn't count at all. So essentially, when you monetize your channel, you start at 0. So if you've got a video that's done really well, it's got 100,000 views, I wish, but if a video's got like 100,000 views, none of those views will have been monetized views. So if you monetize after that, you only get money for the views you get after monetization. So if you really want to plan it, you need to plan out your best video just after you've monetized so you can get all of that. But no, in a serious sense, everything you do before monetization, you don't get any money on it until you are monetized, and then everything you do afterwards, you get monetized for. So for me, I had about 70 videos public on my channel. So the videos have to be public, and they have to be public hours of watch time to count towards that criteria that we spoke about, the 4,000 hours of watch time. But I had 70 videos that were public, and they all had views. Not many views, but they were enough views to get me to the 4,000 hours. Now, I didn't get any money on any of those views. Then as soon as I got monetized, ads were put onto all of those videos. I didn't have to do it. It was an automatic setting in YouTube that put the ads on those videos. So my first day of monetization, I went from having 0 monetized videos to like 72 monetized videos all at once. There is so much stuff behind YouTube that I now know that I wish I knew beforehand, and without making this video any longer, I'm going to explain that in a series that I'm going to be doing, going over some of the strategies and tactics that I've put into my channel to get me where I am. Yes, I'm still a small channel at 4,000 subs, but I've learned so much along the way, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. If you're interested to hear more about my process, about how I organize my day, organize my time, maybe check out this video over here, and I'll see you there.